Hi, everybody out there. Oh my God, we got a hype train going. That is a great way to start off stuff. Oh God. Happy New
Hi,
Year,
everyone. Happy
everybody.
New
Thank you.
Year.
Thank you for coming to the stream today. We have been killing ourselves to get this ready to show off to you guys. And uh, there's so much.
There's so much.
I don't know where to
Um,
start, to be honest.
so we decided we'd start by being all official and junk, and then kind of move into a more like Q&A style, off the cuff sort of thing for the second half.
Hmm.
So I guess our very first reveal is the new logo we've been working on.
Yeah, man. Jasper was kind enough. I think we started this what 2.5 months ago.
Yep. And that's
So,
Floss Falal in the chat. Hype.
hmm
Yo.
uh, Jasper was kind enough to kind of work with us and a friend of his that he works with to develop a new logo, and we really wanted to nail this down. Right? We don't want to
Mhm.
change things every couple of years, and the entire point of this revamp, the relaunch, is to kind of find our groove, like what speaks to us.
Right.
A couple months back, I did a live stream talking to you guys, and we did some Q and A's about what we're trying to accomplish, and a lot of it was just like I just want to play games with my friends again. Like I don't want to try and please a bunch of people, and kind of
Right.
going on that, we just started working on everything. So, new logo. Are you ready?
Are you guys excited? Yay!
Boop! It should be popping up on screen right now.
I wonder if this heightens it or if I just messed it all up. I don't know.
I don't think you messed it all up, but like
Oh, that was the
I
wrong way though. That was the wrong direction. It was over
oh, you're
here.
over. Yes.
Ah,
Okay.
fudge. Well, anyway, the point is, do you want to talk about it for a bit and like what we went through with Jasper? Jasper said a bunch of really nice stuff, and it
Yeah.
was all poetic and junk, and we're not that good at that kind of thing. But um,
I I really I find this in artwork when we're trying to do that for the book and stuff. I'm trying to describe a feeling or character or look, and I have a hard time finding the words. But like you said, Jasper was very good at kind of articulating what we were trying to do, and like I really wanted to get the Raven in there somewhere just because it's like that's more our thing than dragons at
yeah,
this point.
like dragons are a tabletop staple that everyone loves, but as far as like what the show has been,
Yeah.
it's always been the Ravens. From the very start, it's been the Ravens. So we really wanted to put them in there, you know?
We really wanted to put that kind of front and center and have that. So this going forward, we're going to be rebranding everything. This it's going to kind of follow this look, this logo, and Bree's been hard at work on all of that because
The trying.
I've been away. I so Kate in the chat, by the way, that like I have no idea what time it is there, but like thank you for anybody who's well outside their time. So I think Hannes isn't. Yeah, Hannes is definitely there. So like just thank you because my God, if I could sleep, I would be doing it right now. Just letting you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, jeez, I if I'm rambling, excuse me because this last week I've been tied to this desk. I got into a call yesterday with Rachel, who's on Patreon group 4. And we were working on character stuff, and I caught a glimpse of myself, and I'm like, oh my God, you look terrible. Like bags under my eyes. I haven't shaved. Like it's all like just.
I really wanted you to be able to do that before we started, but
I was
it
literally
was,
working on stuff to the minute.
yeah. And we have plenty of, trust us, it's not just the logo today. We have a lot of other things to show you. Um,
But
and I
like,
should be there. I have changed the logo on all of our social medias now. If it seemed like I was
yay!
distracted for the last 5 minutes, it's because I was doing that.
Yeah, we
So
didn't want to like spoil the surprise and stuff, but yeah, that's definitely the first thing we're doing today. We have a brand new theme. We've been working with a just this masterful organizer and arranger. She's in Singapore. Her name is Ella Morana, and we're supporting her on Patreon, but we also commissioned 5 new tracks. One, the show has a theme, like our theme from the ground up. What did we want to get across? What did we want to? So, um, every episode's gonna have a credit sequence now. I've been working on that. Like it's just been
mhm.
buckets of After Effects work. Like we've been doing 12 to 16
Yeah.
hour days nonstop, and
Jason's RAM has been screaming for the last week. Um, but
last night I was rendering After Effects stuff till 2 a.m. and then I think I tapped because it was like another 3 or 4 hours. It's like, well, I'm taking a nap. Goodbye. Like just, but man, we've been so excited to talk to you guys about stuff, and we couldn't get to it. So, how about this? How's about we start running down the groups, right?
yes.
Let's remove the logo. But how's about we start running down the groups, the 4 new groups that are going to be a part of Arc 5. And before we get to that, 2 things. One, when we set out to put together Arc 5, we talked to all of you guys. We collected surveys. We talked to you on Discord. We really wanted this to be just us kicking in the door, right? We really wanted to come in strong, and you guys had just so many good suggestions and
Mhm.
criticisms and stuff we had to take a really hard look at, and we really wanted to thank you guys so much. And if it seems like we've been a little disconnected, it's because we've been working on so much, like
Yeah.
yeah, top to
And
bottom,
that's something
everything's
we'll
changing.
get more to that at the end.
Yeah.
But right now, let's talk about these new groups. Or,
Let's
just show everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start out with the first group, and you guys stick there. We'll be right back in just a couple of seconds.
You've had 8 weeks of training, and we feel as though you're ready to go out on your first mission. Now, you're the first graduating class of the White Raven Academy, so we wanted your first assignment to be special. You'll be heading to the city of Donhurst. As you may already know, the whole thing has been taken over by vampires. Everyone who made it out of the city alive has been staying largely in Aubrey trying to pick up the pieces. You'll be going into Donhurst and negotiating with the vamps to get the city back. This is their leader, Ripley. He's an idiot, but an ambitious idiot. He's just about as slimy as they come and not to be trusted. He was originally completely against the idea of negotiations, but changed his tune when he found out what was lurking underneath the city. As it turns out, a giant demon is great for sparking peace talks. We'll be outfitting you with the latest in demon research and some written accounts of what to expect once you're inside. Good luck, we know you'll make us proud.
Oh no, we threw up the logo again. That
Oh,
is
right.
our very first group. We really wanted to return to the White Ravens, and at the beginning of every arc, I throw a bunch of pitches out to the group, and the only 2 things we wanted to stick to was, okay, it has to be a loose plot thread. We're tired of starting new plot threads and not getting back to stuff. So from year 1 all the way up to now, these the pitches were basically plot thread stuff. Guys, you suggested a bunch of stuff, and thank you. But the Ravens were a huge one. Like,
Yeah.
the last we saw Poe, he was kind of like depressed, and you guys talked to him, and he set off to get back to the West Coast, and I've wanted to cover that ever since. Bree, how about you tell them who's in the group?
Oh, we're gonna go down the list. Here, let me do that. So for starters, me. Hi.
Yes.
I am on Group Raven. Also we have Susan,
Mm-hmm.
and we have Alex, and we
Mm-hmm.
have Jasper. And I don't know how
we're-
many of those are in the chat, but
I
those are the
think-
ones that are in the group.
Yeah, I think just about everybody. We're not talking characters yet.
No.
But we do have a surprise for the end. So stick around, because this won't be too long, but we did want to talk about this stuff. So essentially, just like the trailer says, you guys are the first graduates. So like 8 weeks of hard training. We wrapped that into Cortex. That's part of your character sheets. Like you guys having hold on, DNR, should we listen to Arc 1 first for this group? Yeethead, no, you do not have to. So each group is going to get a short introduction, just kind of to set the scene, but you do not need to listen to any of the show before Arc 5. We really wanted that to kind of be the second mission statement.
As much as we're hopping onto old plot threads, we're going to make sure that these are standalone stories at the end of the day. Things were put into motion, but things are always put into motion before a narrative. So,
Exactly. It's like if you go see a Marvel movie and you don't know who Adam Warlock is, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy. That just means it's like, who's that? And you go look it up, and you might know some stuff, and but you do not need to know that walking in. And
1000%.
yeah, that's
Perfect.
I'm so excited to tackle this. So you guys are essentially setting out from Overdale and heading to Donhurst and trying to clean up a situation. And I mean, we'll see how that goes. But
We'll see. I think it's going to be great. I didn't realize we were fighting vampires until I saw the trailer the first time.
Here's the thing. That's up to you. You don't have to fight.
You know what? You're right. No, dealing with vampires.
I think that's the mistake Firebrand made. That's like sometimes.
What are you talking about?
It went great.
We didn't make any mistakes. All right, let's swing on to the next group. Yeah. Too loud, sorry.
No. Here we go, guys.
I'm so excited.
You can hear this. You found the key. I've been watching you for a while now. Too bad Firebrand was a bust. I was rooting for you kids. I've lived in Brightport for most of my life, and honest attempts to make things better are rare. Now, it's true that you did have some ulterior motives, but I still think your heart was in the right place. Between the riots, fires, and sentry droids, things are worse than ever. I don't blame you for the little getaway to your newfound mansion. It's a bit of extravagance, and I'm sure you aren't used to it. While you and your friends explore its many rooms and corridors, I want you to look very carefully. Back in the city, the rats are scurrying out of the woodwork to fight over the scraps that the rich haven't eaten yet. You may see your part in Firebrand as a failure, but I think it was designed to be one. There are some who hide in plain sight, who have a vested interest in seeing the city tear itself apart. Think of the key as the first breadcrumb that might lead you down a very interesting trail. Good luck. I'll be in touch soon enough.
Hi. So that is our second group invasion. We're going to be tackling Brightport in a completely different way this time. Man. So Firebrand, it's no secret.
We were set up. You just said it. You just said it. We were set up.
It's no secret that went poorly. And I think of the arcs on the show last time, I think everybody, rightfully so, kind of was like, oh man, that was a bummer. And sometimes in Dungeons and Dragons specifically, the dice decide how much fun you're gonna have. I mentioned Patreon Group 4 earlier, and sometimes you get hit hard enough and you're kind of on the back foot. And the last couple of sessions I had with them were me just hitting them again and again, and I wasn't trying to, but the dice, So Cortex is a system where you get a little more flexibility and a few more options. So if you throw a die and it comes up a 1, that doesn't necessarily mean you're totally screwed. It just means it's time to think quickly. You may have noticed maps. Like these maps are all made in Tailspire. Not by myself. We hired the best map makers in the Tailspire community. If you go over to Tales Tavern, it is a fantastic website, and we've been we kind of combed the site, and there are names that come up again and again because you can share boards, you can share slabs and assets and all kinds of stuff. And there were names that kept coming up again and again. So I approached them. It's like, do you do commission work? Is it something you do? And it's kind of like hiring a 3D modeler. So Estalery, who is a big name over there, worked on one map I can't tell you about yet, but we could talk about it at the end. Brother Hannon worked on a map that I can't talk about yet, but soon. Princess Popcorn modeled the entire city of Brightport. Every nook and cranny, every dock, every stab wound, it's in there. So I can't wait to show this stuff off. And Demon Gond did all of Donhurst, tip to tail, even the Countess's castle, the whole thing. So throughout this arc, if you watch the show, because there's two different versions, there's an audio version and a Twitch version that'll be airing every Saturday night. You'll see bits and pieces of these maps as we kind of explore it and just show them off whenever we get the chance.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to tell them who's on Invasion?
Well, of course. I think I should start out with the obvious. Kelsey will make their return as the great and powerful Calypso. They're in the chat. Everyone say hello. They will be joined by Valerie, James, Ian, and Michael.
This is a group, without getting too into character stuff, this is a group that I'm interested in because in a lot of ways they're not the opposite of Firebrand, but they're kind of cut free from tethers. Like they don't have a singular mission. These guys basically got into a call and it's like, well, what would we want to do? Like what's something like loose plot thread wise? There's a dozen in Brightport.
Right.
So it was kind of nice to see them hash it out. And Kelsey kind of discovered partway, it's like, I want to return to Calypso. I want to keep going with that because I feel like they only got to really show who Calypso was in the last episode or two of Firebrand.
Yeah, it's essentially coming back and being like, well, this is the same character, but this time they get to be the character instead of pretending to be someone else the entire time, which is super fucking cool. So yeah, that's that group. I'm really excited about it.
Oh God, it does. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to turn off the streamer mode thing.
Oops.
Sorry, I it totally wasn't paying attention to the screen.
If that was in the way of the trailer, don't worry. All these trailers are going to be uploaded on YouTube. I think they're already uploaded on YouTube. We just have to unprivate them after the stream.
Yeah.
So
one more thing for Invasion specifically is it's got more of a mystery feel to it, and like we're going to be exploring Calypso's mansion, and probably
If it's haunted,
answering
I'm gonna be so mad.
it
So mad it's
probably
haunted.
answering more questions than we've ever answered before about Brightport. And we'll have a Q&A section after this if you guys want, and you can ask questions about the arc itself.
Yeah.
Will the streamed games be uploaded to YouTube afterwards? So after the Twitch showing, everything is going to be VOD. It's going to be on our YouTube. It's going to be so. One of the things we are going to ask you guys to do a lot this season is share the show, let everybody know, like follow us, subscribe, all that stuff. We're going to get a little shilly, not Jake Paul shilly, but shilly. So it's part of us trying to be better business people and trying to be better about getting people to check out our stuff. The era of, oh shucks, no one wants to see what we do is over, because
Yeah.
if you want to pay
If
rent
we
in
want to
2022,
survive, yeah.
So we're going to be doing our damnedest to spread the word as far and wide as we can.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we're up to group number 3. There's only 4.
Yeah.
So here we go, guys.
We were a shell of what we once were. Once feared and respected by all. We are now stripped of everything. Strahd is no more. Our army has been torn asunder, and we now must bargain with outsiders like common trash. We need to return to the ways of old. Aruthamar, Strahd's mate and powerful black dragon, has been corrupted by the greedy and gluttonous humans. We must break her free of this influence so she can return us to our rightful place. I cannot send my best for this task. It would call too much attention and leave us undefended. However, I do not underestimate the desperation of outcasts and the feeble. They will go to great lengths to rejoin us as proper Dragonborn. For now, they can be bound to one another. I am not the fool my predecessors were. I know the value of having a backup plan. That's why I'm instructing these undesired wretches to bring back a certain item from the Dragon's Cave. With it, our people will be unstoppable, and I will show them the true meaning of power.
We got a Dragonborn group, guys. We haven't visited the Dragonborn in a very long time. And man, there's so much that's been going on with them. And it was kind of nice to see a group that wanted to play as not only all Dragonborn, but kind of coming from different backgrounds and why they would be a part of a group like this. So without further ado, would you tell them who's in Packbound?
Oh, I would love to. I'm wondering if I should start confusing or end confusing. I'll end confusing. Xavier is in Packbound. Mandy is in Packbound. Ryan is in Packbound. And Ryan is in Packbound. So
let's talk about Ryan. That. Yeah, we have a new Ryan. So in the grand tradition of DNR only scooping up people with first names akin to someone else on the cast.
Or a character.
Or yeah. So Ryan Haywood is joining the show. It's the worst kept secret in DNR history right now. So you've probably met Ryan at DragonCon. I couldn't think of the name. Anyway, DragonCon.
It's all dragons.
Yeah, I've been playing with him on Patreon Group 2 for years now. Mm-hmm. Super nice guy. Normally I think we have to give a bit of an explanation because I've had several people hit me up. It's like, when's the open casting call? Rob left. It's like, I don't. I think we already have some. We kind of had a list, thanks to the fact that we haven't had an open casting call in years. We
it's
kind of
it's that thing of like we said, hey, send it in whenever, and the people who sent stuff in are on the short list, and then obviously there is a leg up if you play with Jason or I outside of the show already, but
And I think we need to explain why, because I think there was one, I forget what exactly it said, but it was like, oh, so the people who pay you get. It's like, no, I just know them, and I know.
Right.
It's hard to get to know somebody in a 2-minute Skype call, right? Like, if you already,
like they're dependable, funny. Honestly, the reason we went with Ryan, because there was a short list. I'm not going to go into the short list because there's plenty of people who we are still friends with who are on the short list.
Yeah, when we kill Ryan Garner, we're going to need another person. So
right,
like
preferably with the name Ryan. So if you want a leg up, get your name legally changed to Ryan, and there's a stronger chance you'll be on the cast. But
it's true.
What really pushed it over the edge is we played with Rob, Theatrical Scott, on our Discord server. We have a game where me, Jason, and Ryan are all characters. And honestly, they had this running bit that we're not allowed to talk about publicly, but it was the funniest running bit. It's a political bit. Hey, Rob Wonder, that one. He's our DM.
Hi.
And just the way that they, like, him and Jason fucking played off each other for that bit is what kind of convinced us that it's like, no, this guy needs to be on the show. He's really good. He did it. Like, and that's what pushed it over the edge. It wasn't because of the game that he paid to be in. It was the game that we were playing with someone completely different for free. So,
and it's weird because like that wasn't a planned out thing. It was Rob basically asked everybody. He's like, "Hey, do you want to?" Who, by the way, is in Scotland right now. Thank you for tuning in because it's an ungodly time. But yeah, I mean the blackmail helped, Ryan. But like it wasn't the clincher. I can't be embarrassed because I don't feel shame anymore. So. But yeah, no, it was a really, it was kind of like happenstance. We got to play in that group together, and it wasn't recorded, so I got to do dumb shit that I would never do on the show. But man, it was fun. Anyway,
it was really fun. For the record, it was all PC. It was fine.
Oh yeah, it was more like, it was more getting to do an impression that disgusted everyone so thoroughly that it was like. It would loop around. It's like, this isn't funny anymore. And then it would loop back around to like, okay, fine.
You're right. This is hilarious. And that's the last clue we're going to drop to what it was, because I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Anyway, so that's Pactbound, and we're really excited. I love that they're all Dragonborn, because we haven't had an all one species group ever. We were supposed to. And
I tried.
Fucking cheated.
I tried, you cheaters. But...
I didn't cheat. I'm the only one who did a human.
I know that started the proud tradition of like skirting rules, and I should have smelled it in the air that I didn't technically lie. It's like, ooh, you just wait 7 more years and I'll fix that.
So yeah, that's that group, and we have one more group.
We have one more group. What do you guys think it could be? Let's take your guesses in the chat. What could it be?
Oh, good. You know what? Let's talk for another minute while everyone guesses in the chat. I'll leave you guys waiting.
What are you most excited about? Dawn Stars. What are you most excited about here? Because like beyond groups, because we've been prepping so much shit. Like we haven't played a game yet. Like we've
played games, but we haven't played. Yeah, we haven't played a session. I'm really excited for Cortex, honestly. Like the more we play it, the more it makes sense to me, the more it feels right. Like it's like sitting down in a chair that already has like a perfect butt groove. Like it's right there. It's cupping and it's supporting, but it's not overbearing, you know. It's right there.
While we're talking, actually, I don't know if she's watching, but Melly from the community manager over there, Melly Duchette from I said from Canada. It's like, that's not really relevant. But from the D&D Beyond community manager, the Cortex community manager. She has been so incredibly helpful. I can't thank her enough, just because she's helping us get set up behind the scenes, and it's a lot of work because usually when they do it for their in-house stuff, it's like, yeah, there's like 4 characters and a DM, and I'm like, well, we have slightly more than that, and it all
Just
has
a
to be
touch.
done. It all has to be done like by hand. So
Mhm.
I think you guys are going to really like that, and it's going to help you guys understand the system to see it visually and where dice are coming from and how they get rolled. There will be a primer, a Cortex primer, if you will, in the feed, and a quick recap of like events in the show to give you a flavor. Not
Yeah.
like we're talking 10 minutes long, not in the beginning, right? It's if you guys want to go back and listen, you totally can, but
Mhm.
this is more to help people get into the show.
Right. This is we're really hoping this will be a good jumping on point. Get all of your friends to listen. Tell
Oh,
them they can
please.
start with Arc 5. Tell them. Tell them it's a
Yeah.
brand new arc. It's a brand new day.
You can get t-shirts of all of these new groups. They'll be up in our TeePublic store very shortly.
Yep. We were
Uh,
gonna do something new, but we got the samples. We didn't like them as much as we liked our TeePublic stuff, so we're gonna stick with
no.
them for a while longer.
Violent Naughty, what Patreon goal do we need to get to see Jerry Sauce Tycoon? Speaking, we didn't even tackle Patreon. So Patreon has been completely restructured. If you want bonus games and stuff like that, it's at the $5 tier. We
Go
would
check it out.
rather, yes, we'd rather have more people support us than to get more money
Yeah.
out of less people. We want things to be more affordable, and we are going to be focusing on the Patreon a lot in the coming weeks. December was hard. It was really hard. I rang in the new year at this desk editing. I
Yeah,
cannot
you
stress that
did.
enough. I'm not exaggerating. So
But it was all worth it, and I think it's time to show everyone the final group, don't you?
I do too. Without further ado, everybody, Arc 5's Group 4.
Dave. Many think of it as an end, the final line of a story. Under normal circumstances, they would be right. However, we don't live in normal times. And during such times, the dead may find their way back for a second chance, whether they deserve it or not.
Oh, I know you'd rather kill me. But if you want out, you'll need someone to show you the way.
That's it, everyone. We're going to hell. We are going to be bringing in a mix of dead characters, including Larg, and we're gonna kind of save some of these surprises. And they're joined by Darmok, who is a guide of sorts.
I
Um,
I can't even. I can't. It's
I'm
so good.
so fucking excited. God, we had to tackle Larg. We knew we were going to, and every once in a while, Jameson would ask, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I got plans. Don't worry." And then when I got to give the pitches for Arc 5,
That was one that like everyone was like, "I'm in. Let's go." I think
yeah,
one person, I don't even remember which person it was. One person was like, "I'm good," and everyone
Kelsey.
else in the cast was like, "Fucking let's go." I do think it
Kelsey
was
was
Kelsey. I didn't want to call them
the only
out,
one
but I
that's
was
like,
pretty sure.
if I don't get to find out what that fucking key does, like it was, I think it's been bothering them for years. So, would you tell them who's in Group Forsaken?
All right. This could slightly maybe be a spoiler, but for some, it's more of a spoiler than others. So here we go. Are we ready?
Let them figure it
Uh,
out.
Jameson. Who could he play? Jamie, my lovely sister and new mother. Lisa, Karen, and Zach. So
When you're
that's it.
when you're including a group of dead characters, how do you not tag in Karen,
You
right?
got it, Karen. Yep.
God,
Poor
I
Karen.
hope you guys are as excited as we are about this new arc. It looks like our first official episode will be on January 22nd, right here on Twitch, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So every week from that point on, unless there's some terrible tragedy, you guys can join us in the chat. We're going to be doing tons of stuff. So these are going to be pre-recorded episodes, but we'll be in the chat live to talk to you. There's going to be quizzes, polls, questions, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So showing up to the visual showing of the show is going to be kind of appointment television almost. Like we're doing a lot of stuff that you're gonna miss if you're not there. That being said, they will be available video on demand after the fact. They'll be on YouTube, they'll be on our Twitch, there'll be clips all over social media. You'll get.
And the podcast is going to stay very much the same for the most part. Like, except for a very direct increase in quality. In case you guys haven't noticed, we've been using new recording programs and things like that. The last 4 reunion episodes were recorded with that program. We're still learning it, but it's sounding better than ever. So
I got this mixer. I'm going to be messing with that just to kind of clean up vocals, just to make sure everything sounds as good as it possibly can. And yeah, we just want you guys to know that we are busting our ass on this end to make sure that everything is peak, like the best it could possibly be, all the way across, be it the show, Patreon, our streams, social media, whatever. Yeah, ads. So let's talk about ads, Eathead.
Do you want to switch into the Q&A? Because if so, I also have a question I did flag. Okay.
Sure.
First, very quickly, because this one's going to be very fast. Rojo7777 wanted to know, whatever happened to the bonus games on Patreon? They are still happening.
Yes.
Last month, they fell apart. I posted on Discord a few times about it, where we had a group planned. We got to the day of the session, which was already super late in the month because it was the only day we could manage it during the holidays. And then it kind of fell apart at the last second. And we realized that game probably isn't going to be going over very well. For full disclosure, it was the Fallout game. So we're going to rework it. We're going to have something is being posted next month, I promise. And we're going to have 2 groups like we always have, hopefully switching in and out. Like we always have. We've switched quite a bit.
To clarify, this month, January, it's the 1st, so I'm still being thrown for that too.
Yes, but, sorry. I did see someone comment on that earlier, that they were like, oh, next year, so 2023. And I'm like, oh, come on, it's the 1st. Give us a break.
Yeah, just don't be that guy. It's like, well, technically it's after midnight. No, come on, it's the 1st. It's our first, like, nothing's changed for me. The window's not even open. I don't know whether it's day or night anymore. So so people got sick. It's the holidays. People are moving. So it just, and not to mention the cast, bent over backwards to practice Cortex. So we've had 2 or 3 practice sessions in some cases that were one after the other. So it'd be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We just plug in and keep going.
Dude,
So
it was rough.
we know that Patreon got kind of shafted, and we're doing our best to make up for that starting now, and just double post if we have to get everything caught up. So
Yeah.
if you stuck with us through that, and you know that in the 7-8 years we've been running Patreon, we don't like to do that, I thank you, because it's a tough time of year to get stuff scheduled, and we couldn't have. Oh my god, I didn't know the text to speech thing was on. Violent Naughty subscribed with Primes. Thank you. So
Thank you.
we've been doing our best to kind of like prep stuff and make sure that when January hit, we could just get in and keep going. So
Yeah.
God. So ads. Yeet had asked about ads. So we have to kind of change the structure of what we've been doing, because obviously we do run ads on the show, and we try to keep the people hosting our podcast happy, and obviously anybody who wants to sponsor the show, we try to keep them happy. So what we've done traditionally is a quick open to the show, ads, the show, and then quick break, then the end of the show. So what we're going to be doing for this arc is we're probably going to be having a break in the middle at some point, because when we're recording the show, we have a break in the middle. It's like, hey, everybody grab a drink, hit the bathroom, do whatever you got to do, and probably have like a quick 2-minute commercial break and then come back. But what we're doing for the end of the show is we're going to be spotlighting a listener each week, answering your questions in kind of a personal mini mailbag. And we're also bringing back a couple of old school things that we missed, like getting the cast, one random person each time, to kind of do our shout out stuff at the beginning. And one of the coolest things, I think, is at the end of each episode, everybody on our Patreon gets included in the credits at the end, because there's so many people helping us, like with the maps, with music, with everything. So Karen,
since you said that, 5 people have posted. 4 of them are people from the cast, and they all say, no one wanted that, nobody missed it, I quit. And then one person in the middle, I loved the cast intro.
Yeah, no, it's I like it. I think it's fun, and it kind of mixes things up because it's just my voice all the time, and like I'm not good at shilling anyway. I'm gonna get good at shilling, I promise.
We're gonna get better at it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. At least, again, that's for the audio side. The video side, a little bit more complicated because we haven't streamed before. Twitch kind of gets to decide, I believe. Big Daddy Twitch gets to decide when to put in ads. Same for YouTube. We probably won't even get ads on YouTube. Not like we don't want to, just like they'll probably say no because they don't like it when people have ads on their stuff.
We've been running a YouTube channel for 10 years, and I think we've made 58 cents.
Hot.
So I think, ready
we
for that
say
mansion.
Boobies sometimes, so we're gonna
say
get shafted.
boobies. Oh man,
Yeah,
you can't say
so
shafted. You can't say anything.
Oh no! Oh.
So that's why.
Can I prey on children? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Only if you're big enough. You got to get big enough first. That's not 58 cents big.
That was such a dark joke. I'm so sorry.
That was pretty dark. You gotta, yeah. So, guys, I really hope you guys are excited. It's seeing you in the chat makes all this work worth it. And it's going to be crazy imperative that you just share, you get the word out with us. And hopefully we're going to have a really damn good 2022. So do you have anything else to say, Bree?
Thank you all so much for bearing with us, like Jason said. And I'm feeling super optimistic about this, having cameras on, like being able to interact with you guys more. I'm really excited about it. So hopefully you guys are too. To assuage any fears, the podcast is going to stay pretty much what it is, except better.
Yeah, we
I don't want
didn't-
anyone to feel like we're gonna like not have that anymore. That's still a huge part of what DNR is.
Yeah, no, we're not ditching you at work or on your jog or anything. It's mostly we're expanding, not axing
Yeah, we're branching out.
anything.
Yeah.
So everybody over there, by the way, in the chat right now, if you want to give a special shout out to Susan, because I believe it's live right now. If you go to our website, it has been completely redone. In a strange twist, we had our lawyer, Susan, build us a website, which
They're
multifaceted.
so talented.
Incredibly talented Susan is. So
Oh, it
thank
still
you.
says under construction right now, so
I think
don't
she's
go there
gonna-
yet, but soon.
I think she's going to make it live like after this. She was talking about almost. Guys, calm
Calling
down.
her
Stop
out.
bugging Susan. Jesus.
Seriously though, that's super
yeah.
helpful. Thank you, Susan, and everyone on the cast who has been helping us so much this past month.
Tagging in to Discord and seeing you guys talk, by the way, has gotten me through some rough days. Because again, it's been 12 to 16-hour days for the better part of the month. Just working. Because we're also doing a book. We're doing a book too. So yeah. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you very soon. I hope you're all as excited as we are. And Arc 5 begins in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.